My name is Kenny Croft, and I'll be talking to you guys about decision making and problem solving. Decision making is basically the mental process of one person choosing an alternative among several different options. We use our decision making skills all the time, every day, even though we may not realize it. People usually make decisions based on what appeals more to them. The less time someone has to make a decision, the higher the chance that a bad decision will be made. Every decision that we make always has a consequence. The consequence can either be a positive or negative fact depending on the certain situation. The positive consequences may be rewarded, and negative consequences will be resulting in a punishment. You should always weigh the different pros and cons of a given situation to see if you're making the right decision. Problem solving is when one person figures out or comes up with a certain solution to a particular question. This is different from decision making because with problem solving, you're actually coming up with an answer. Decision making is when you decide what you believe is the best action and later seeing if your decision was the best choice or not. There are two types of decisions: programmed versus non-programmed decisions. Programmed decisions are well structured, repetitive and routine, clear and specific. There are minor consequences, a lower level of organization, the information is readily available, and there's a short time for the solution. Non-programmed decisions are poorly structured, usually new and unusual, and have an unusual frequency. There are vague goals, information is not available or sometimes unclear. There could be major consequences. There could be areas of upper level organization and relatively long time for the solution to finish. The rational decision making approach is an approach that managers should always follow. It basically guides them into following a step-by-step process. It ensures them that all the information and tasks are completed, and it ensures that an organization or business is making the most logical and economical choices for the better. And this is a chart I found on the rational decision making approach. There are three types of group decision making in an organization. The first is polarization. It occurs when the average number of group members' post-discussion attitudes become more extreme than the average pre-discussion attitudes. The second is groupthink. It is how people think when they are involved with a group and members strive for unanimity. The third is group problem solving, and it is how a group of people collaborate with each other to come to a solution about a given problem. An employee's participation in an organization is very beneficial. It increases one's confidence, ego involvement, motivation, and overall satisfaction. There are some employees that find participating in certain projects to be motivating, enriching, and other employees might see it as a waste of time and a management imposition. Group thinking is a mode of thinking that people engage in once they become involved in a cohesive in-group and once the members striving for unanimity override their motivation to realistically appraise alternative courses of action. Once groupthink establishes itself, the best decisions are usually not made. As I said before, group polarization occurs when the average number of the group members' post-discussions tend to be more extreme than the average number of the pre-discussion attitudes. Once certain group members find out that their ideas have been used or shared amongst other members of the group, they may be more confident in their own opinions. Persuasive arguments encourage group polarization. Brainstorming is most often used in the idea-generating phase of decision making. It is intended to solve new problems for an organization that may also have major consequences behind them. Group members generate possible alternatives to reach a given solution. Ideas are clarified with brief explanations, and notable ideas are recorded on paper. The creative process is a process that explains how ideas come to certain individuals. Ideas don't just randomly appear out of nowhere. They come from 4 steps. In order is a process that shows how our brains work to reach a conclusion. They are preparation, incubation, insight, and verification. This is a chart I found to illustrate the creative process. Creativity is one's ability to generate new ideas or to conceive new perspectives on already existing ideas. Creativity can allow a manager to see and approach certain situations in different ways. Creative individuals have three different categories: background experience, personal traits, and cognitive abilities. Enhancing creativity can be done so by making it a part of their organization's culture, and most of the time it is through explicit goals. Another way to enhance creativity is by rewarding creative success while being careful not to punish creative failures. Punishing creative failures will make coworkers cautious. This will lead to less and less creative ideas becoming generated. And these are a few citations that help me find all the information from my PowerPoint.